Huh?
Not
All
yet.
right, you are live.
I don't know why it won't let me, I apologize.
That's all right. As long as we can hear you.
I actually dressed up though. I look good.
Darn.
You don't have your video, it's like it's not on stop video.
No, it's not. I'll try it again. Now I just hit stop video and I turn it back on. So it must be,
Yeah, it looks like it is, but it's, as I can see, it's a black square.
now that's all I see. And maybe I got a disgusting computer screen. Nope. I thought I got nothing. So I apologize. I have no video,
It's okay.
but I dressed up. Too bad. But anyway,
We're missing out on it. Darn.
you really are. It's a very nice shirt.
All right, we're going to call the meeting to order. And I have to read pursuant to Governor Baker's March 12, 2020 order suspending certain provisions of the open meeting law, GLC 30A squiggly 18, and the governor's March 15th, 2020 order imposing strict limitations on the number of people that may gather in one place. This meeting of the Southborough Housing Authority will be conducted via remote participation to the greatest extent possible. Specific information and the general guidelines for remote participation by members of the public and or parties with a right and or requirement to attend this meeting can be found on the Town of Southborough website at www.southboroughtown.com. For this meeting, members of the public who wish to watch or participate in the meeting may do so in the following manner by finding the members at Southborough/remote meetings. Good Lord, did I read all this last time? No in-person attendance of members of the public will be permitted, but every effort will be made to ensure that the public can adequately access proceedings in the real time via technological means. In the event that we are unable to do so, despite best efforts, we will post on Southborough's website an audio and video recording, transcript, or other comprehensive records of proceedings as soon as possible after the meeting. All right, calling the meeting to order. We need to review and approve the previous meetings.
And that's from
Need a motion?
July 15th.
I make a motion to accept the minutes as written for July 15th.
Seconded.
I do have discussion on it though. Found a couple just, so,
I told you, there's no discussion.
sorry, just found a couple of typos.
Okay.
In the first paragraph, in the opening where it says Tom LaFlame, IT manager, opened the meeting and that she was the host. Tom's a he. And then,
Correct.
on the last page, any other business for the company, it says that Mr. Frisch will continue to serve the housing authority as a representative Chopsy, and it's Shopsy with an S, not a C. It's
So
Southborough Housing Opportunity.
Oh, it's SHO.
Yeah, that was it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, John. That
At
was
least I
very
know
helpful.
somebody's actually reading them, huh?
I'm dyslexic, so I'm always amazed when people can proofread.
All right, so we have a motion to accept it, and Alex, you
Seconded.
seconded, and
As amended, yep. I'll amend it.
With
right,
amendment.
as amended.
As amended.
And we have to do individual of accepting. And John, do you accept it?
John Wood, aye.
Alex?
Aye.
Nancy Morris? Aye. All right, the report of the director.
Okay, so I don't really have anything to get voted on tonight. So I'll just tell you a little bit about what's going on in the Housing Authority. We've had a couple of vacancies. One of them, I actually just filled today, and then I have one other. It does have an offer on it. and it will definitely get filled. They finally are finishing the house on Framingham Road. We were waiting just to have the chimney after they put the roof on. I think I told you the chimney needed some work. So finally the contractor got out there today. Didn't do it earlier because it was hot and blah, blah, blah. So he's out there today and it should get finished. I think I told you, I'm putting a new fence in at Colonial Gardens along the back of the perimeter of the property. I don't remember if I had, whether it was before the last time we talked, I don't think it was, but so I ended up hiring the Worcester Housing Authority apprentice group to come out and they cleared all the brush and overgrowth along that whole perimeter of the property, because when they came out to give me a fence estimate, you know, obviously it was, they recommended a certain area be trimmed back because of all the growth. But when I really took a look at it, I'm like, okay, this whole thing is really overgrown. I mean, you know, we've trimmed the outside, but obviously all that brush and growth and all that kind of stuff. So that would have been extreme too much for Tony to do the whole thing. Anyway, so I looked into landscaping, and then I remember that I had gotten some information from the Worcester Housing Authority, who has their own apprentice work program. So they gave me a really good price. They came out for the day with a big crew of guys, and they just went through with, you know, all their hedges and trimmers, and they cut some trees down and all that brush. So at least there's a nice clear fence line for the fence. And then I had, you know, originally I had the funding from, I think it was, I forget what it was that I had applied for, health and safety money or whatever for the fence. And the fence was, to do the whole fence all the way down, it's a pretty long fence because it goes from the street all the way down to and back of building 14. So it was a little bit more money than what I had accounted for. And then there's all the bidding requirements of over 10. So I was going to have to split it half a fence and half a fence. But I did get permission. I have a contract to do the whole fence, which I'm pleased at, because I wasn't thrilled about putting up a half a fence. So I'm just waiting. It should be done anytime. I think maybe next week. So it's going to be similar to what's there, but it's going to be white PVC along the back.
I have two questions. One, they were very efficient. They did a good job very quickly, but what kind of a group were they? I never heard that term before.
It's in other words, so the Worcester Housing Authority has like an apprentice work group. I don't know whether it consists of residents, or I don't know. It's a special group that they have, kind of a work program for people that need work.
Also, I noticed now there's a building of some sort that I never noticed before, behind the bushes, where it takes a right angle and back. Do you have any idea if that's in our property or the neighbors?
I think it's the neighbors. Pretty sure.
Mm.
Why, Alex, were you going to move in there?
It doesn't look very desirable.
Yeah, you can really see back there now, you know.
Yeah. I didn't know we had so much land.
Yeah, there's a lot of overgrowth, so it was good to clear it out. It was just it looks a lot better, I think. So once we get the new fence up, it'll look good. So I'm just waiting on that, and then I think I told you DHCD did put on hold for inspections. They didn't really want us going in and out of units during all this, but now they're saying you can for some. So we're gonna do families next week. Just we only have 3 of them, so I do like to get in and inspect the families, and then we'll do the elderly at some other point, hopefully when all this stuff passes. So I had sent over the just a public housing notice along with the bill thing, that DHCD had issued about, COVID funds. So I wasn't, when I first looked at it, I wasn't quite sure because I kind of took it as if, for big housing authorities, and if it, again, it's kind of like after the fact that they said, we'll be able to give you some funding, because up to this point it was like, use your own money to clean and do whatever. So I didn't really incur a lot of costs for COVID. I mean, Tony pretty much worked, he did work the whole time. I mean, the guy worked the entire time, cleaning and all that kind of stuff. So I ended up having a conversation with the accountant, who basically told me that it's a budget exemption line. So what they're doing is they're giving housing authorities $324 a unit, which is $19,200. So if you read the notice, it says, so basically the accountant has to go in and do a budget revision. If you don't want the revision, or you only want some of the money, you can contact your asset manager. But basically they are giving you the money. They're not asking specifically right this minute what you use it for, but they probably will in the future. So my mind was kind of racing about, okay, I don't like to turn down money. So, what can we do with it? So I had a couple of ideas, and I don't know, again, whether the main one idea that I had that I thought would be a good thing, because I had thought about it anyway, was the community room. The carpeting is really old and kind of dirty. We clean it and all that kind of stuff, but it's pretty stained. So my feeling was to try to rip that out and put in like laminate planking floor. My creative thinking is that it's for clean and sanitation reasons. That floor is.
You can just do area rugs and then you can. It will still have the warmth of a rug, but it will be so much easier to clean.
Yeah, they're godsend. I'm hoping that they'll think that that's a decent reason. So that was my first thing. I also want to purchase, whenever Tony cleans rugs in apartments, he goes out and rents a rug cleaner. I want to buy a rug cleaner. They did say for equipment, so purchase a rug cleaner. And then I did feel like I'd like to give him a little bit of hazard pay, kind of backlogged or whatever, which I wanted to discuss with you guys. For working through all of that. He didn't get paid any extra, he really, I have to say, he never complained. And he even went in and did routine work orders, and he really didn't even have to. They kind of said you only had to do emergencies, but he did. So I kind of wanted to discuss that with you guys to see how you felt about that and how you think it would be, what would be appropriate. I did ask Karen if she had any ideas, if any other directors had asked. She gave me a sample of like a hazard pay policy. I guess I could have scanned it to you guys, but I just wanted to see what you said first. It just kind of says, you can either give them, or maybe you guys know, so much, extra per hour, one lump sum at the end of the, at the end of the whole thing.
If there is an hand.
Yeah, so however you kind of want to handle it, it does say basically that, he's entitled to it. It says directors are not without, special permission or whatever, which I honestly don't care, but I do think that he should get some hazard pay. So I did want to just mention that to you guys and maybe
I
just
don't have a problem with it.
I don't have a problem with it. I think it's a great idea.
He's been fully present through the whole thing.
No, I don't.
So do you think that I should what are your thoughts?
Which way hits him the least in taxes? Because if you give him one big lump sum, does he get whacked in taxes and hardly see anything of it?
He'd have to get it in a lump sum somehow anyway, because
I
if I was
gotcha.
to go back to March, whether I said, here's an extra $1 an hour for all those hours you worked, or
Yeah,
here's
yeah.
lump sum of whatever, how
So
many,
doesn't make a difference either way. Doesn't sound.
yeah. But I mean, it could go in a separate paycheck and obviously just get taxed with normal taxes. I mean, it would still be,
I don't think he really makes enough to really worry about that.
Probably not in a high bracket anyways.
Right.
yeah,
I-
so I think, I think he'd appreciate it, but I don't know.
I just think the man worked through a pandemic, through hazard times. He deserves to be compensated for it the most we can.
Mhm,
My personal opinion.
mhm.
Yeah. I agree. So when I saw that, and that is one of the first things that they say right on there is hazard pay. When they talk about the things for what you can use the money for. So, I mean, do you guys think I should give him like a lump sum, or, do like how many ever hour, if he
Well,
worked it?
It's
week or-
largely, at this point, it's largely retroactive anyways, so there'd have to be a sum to catch him up.
How do you, I guess I'm not sure how I should come up with how much I should give him.
Oh, you're saying like instead to add $1 an hour? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, should I add $1 an hour? Should I give him $1,000? Like, I guess I'm just trying to, I could figure out how much $1 an hour is.
Like $1
Well-
an hour is fine.
Yep. Okay, does everybody feel that that's okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
And at the end of this, and if you still have some money, you can do a thank you.
Yeah.
You can do like a bonus thank you for being so supportive and being
Yeah.
there for all of it. So let's start with $1 an hour, and
Okay.
then we can review it and say, hey, he was totally awesome. He deserves some more.
Agreed.
If you have some more.
Okay, all right, that sounds reasonable. So, yeah, I kind of wanted to just get everybody's approval before I went ahead. So,
Well, I don't know what he makes an hour, so I want to make sure that's a decent enough bump as $1 an hour. Because what were some of the guidelines of a percentage of an
It doesn't
increase for
say.
hazard pay? Did it say 5%, 10%, 15% hazard pay?
this just simply says, hazard pay can be made in a form of a percentage differential added to the employee's hourly rate, a per hour surcharge added to the employee's hourly at the conclusion of the public health emergency.
But I
Okay.
think by doing $1 an hour, you've got the opportunity to do another thank
Bonus, like you said. Yeah.
Bonus.
Yeah, and
I just want to
even-
make sure we're compensating him enough.
Right.
Yeah,
You
it
want to
should
be
be, it
respectful.
should be a decent amount of money because, that's 80 hours. Well, we get paid bi-weekly, so it's 40 hours a week. All right, I'll figure it out. And like you said, if there's extra at the end, I can always give them. And really, if it goes back to whatever the start date was,
March 15th, March 13th,
mid-March,
March something.
and it's really not over yet, so to speak. I mean,
Yeah. Okay.
then it's kind of still going on.
Right. You don't want to shortchange yourself that you give
You
them
can-
something, but if there's extra, that's always nice to get a little,
Yeah.
Yeah,
you
At the
feel
end of the
extra
year.
appreciated.
yeah. I mean, it's probably going to be the budget exemption is going to have to go through. So it's not like I don't have the money this minute anyway. So, it might take till the end of the year or next, a month or two. And then,
And then he can all buy us Christmas presents.
yeah, exactly. Nice to,
No, I think that's a nice thing to do. I think he deserves it. That's,
Yeah. Okay, I will
do
definitely.
we need
that.
to make a motion on that, or do we have to do that when it's said and done, or
I
you're
don't
in
think it would
charge?
hurt to, I don't think it would hurt to make a motion on it. At least it's in writing,
All right. So I need a motion.
I make a motion to add hazard pay to, I'm sorry, what's his name again?
Tony,
I add hazard pay of $1 an hour to Tony's current rate for the duration of the past duration of the pandemic.
okay,
And do we have a second?
I'll second it.
And we have to go through, John, are you in favor of it?
John Wood, aye, absolutely.
Alex,
Aye.
Nancy Morris, aye.
Okay. All right, so, like I said, other than that, there's really not much else going on.
I have a question about Corderville Road.
Okay,
Are they going to pave the front walk and the driveway?
you know what? I hope so. I have reached out to Karen a couple of times, but she hasn't answered me recently, so.
Okay, no, she's
I'm
not
not
answering anyone because my husband's on the phone to him every day, on to her every day. And she's
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the holdup is. She
No.
promised me that they were gonna do it.
Okay.
Um,
The reason I say that is,
It's, yeah, we're kind of winding down paving season too. I mean,
it's, yeah, they better do our driveways because anyway, I didn't know if she had said something or.
yeah,
she
I'll
needed
get
to
after her.
remind-
I'll make a note to get after her again. I haven't really,
Remind her to do this for, because they have all the equipment here, because that should be
yeah,
done up
definitely. 'Cause
and done properly.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I mean, they're always out there. I don't know. So this-
I'm thinking it's not on the plan, so they're not knowing to do it. So she needs to tell them it's on the plan.
Yeah,
Because they're doing things that are so ridiculous and we ask them why. And they put curbing halfway through our side parking lot. How are we gonna get up? How are we gonna get those two cars up there? But it was on the plan, so they had to do it. So,
so they just do whatever's on the plan.
right, so I'm thinking that it's not on the plan. So they're not even.
Yeah, because it's
thinking
kind
about
of an
it.
extra. Okay,
Right.
all right. I'll make sure that yeah,
Only
that's,
because you don't want to miss out on it.
no, she definitely said she was supposed to do it. Now that you,
So maybe
that
she
was
needs to
fall.
be
She said as
reminded.
soon as they were paving that they would get it done, and obviously they've been paving.
Yeah, but there's some prep work that needs to be done, which you have all these guys doing some prep work and,
Yeah, I think even the residents have asked them when they were gonna do it, from what I understand, so.
okay, good.
they're
Good.
there.
I just wanted to
Yeah, but I'm glad you
stay
reminded.
on top of it. Yep.
Yeah, I will. Okay, I'll make sure I give her a call again.
All right, we need a motion to accept the executive director's report.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second,
John, do you agree?
I second it. Yes, John Wood, aye.
Alex, aye.
Nancy Morris, yes. Now we need a motion for approval of the payment of the bills for $36,121.25.
I'll move that we approve the bills for that amount. I must have it in front of me here someplace.
Second it.
All right. Alex, you agree?
I just have one
Aye.
question.
Okay, go ahead.
What was the Kid Lugo Corporation, the $13,632.50? What,
That's the roofer for
Gotcha.
for
Gotcha.
Framingham Road. Yep,
that's a thank you.
you're welcome. Yeah, next time I can send you, there's another warrant report that gives things in a little bit more detail. I tend to always have that on the table when we have a meeting. But I can send that out. I can see why you would look at that and not know what anything is. So I'll send that out to you with more detail next time.
Yeah, I'll figure it out. That was perfect. You're great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Now you say we have 2 units left to fill, right?
One. I just filled 4B today. I have one more. One more. And that's it.
For now.
Good.
Don't even say it.
So Alex, do you have a question about the hot water heater?
It's
Asking
fixed.
you.
No,
Is it fixed?
it's fixed, yeah.
Okay. All
The
right.
thing that's, just as a theoretic, I don't want to spend much time with this. It would seem that these parts aren't as available as one would think. And I'm just wondering if going forward, and I discussed this briefly with Tony today.
Some should be kept in stock.
Well, if that was going to be my suggestion, but the first thing I asked is if they're all the same, and he said no. So what I'm thinking is if we can start standardizing them when we replace them, then at some point, if the
Yeah,
majority,
do you know that we used to have a lot of water heaters when I so the basis of when I first started there, they were rental from New England Water Heater. So whenever a water heater went, New England Water Heater came in and replaced them. Since then, New England Water Heater stopped making that size water heater for units. So we can't have that anymore. So basically, we've kind of, as water heaters have gone, they've been replaced.
The problem, I mean, is there any way of standardizing so we all get the same water heater so that we can exchange pots a little bit more easily? I mean, if we all are the same, and if one kind of died, so you put it in the side and take what pots are working to hold
Yeah.
us.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying. I guess it's, the only thing that I can probably think of is a lot of times, we've had a couple of different plumbers, and a lot of times when water heaters go, it's kind of an emergency, and then you're at the mercy of what you're going to be able to get because you don't want to make people wait to not have a water heater.
That's why.
But we have been getting them from this place, Wind Supply in Worcester. So there really should be no reason why, like you said, if we have a distributor for water heaters, then whatever plumber we get should be able to put in those water heaters. So to answer your question, yes, we should be able to start standardize. I think we do have a couple that are different, but there should be no reason why they can't be the same.
I just would suggest that we try to standardize where possible so that we only have one set of pots we have to worry about.
Yeah, exactly. And because I know you were waiting with the parts off and on.
Tony, to give Tony credit where credit is due, he was able to rig them. So for the most part, we could at least take a shower every day.
Yeah.
It's kind of odd not to have hot water for a few days.
Yeah, no, and it's uncomfortable and it shouldn't be. And I get it. I'm
It's
sorry.
unhygienic.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, I'll actually make sure that I have a discussion with him too. Like I said, I know we ended up setting up this place in Worcester. It's called Wind Supply that they do have the right size hot water heaters. So I think as long as we can get those, then there should be no reason that those.
But if they're different models, they're not going to be interchangeable.
Yeah, but they're gonna change annually.
Yeah.
Every water heater,
But
everything, they're gonna change things, so.
We've just had like I said, when we had the New England water heater, which at first I was kind of like, do we really want to? But they were in place, and it did kind of, it made it easy. When there was something wrong, they came out and fixed it. When they needed a new one, they'd come out and swap it out. So when, it's been a process just as they kind of go, replacing them,
They're obviously electric because we don't have any gas. Does the electric company rent them?
Well, that's what we were doing, renting them. Now we're buying them.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah. We were renting them from New England Water Heater. I don't know who else.
It's ultimately less expensive to buy them than to rent them.
Yeah, I mean, you pay in a good chunk of money but that's what was already in place. So I think it is more economical to own them. But like you said, would be easier if we were able to have the same water heaters and then have kind of, I don't know that their parts fail on them too much. It seems like with water heaters, I mean, it's just generally.
It rots out.
Usually when they go, you know what I mean? But I guess there are certain parts on these water heaters that do go.
This
get
one
rusted out because they get a lot of use too.
Well, is it the use or is there something about our water?
They do get rusted out a lot.
Southborough has bad water? What?
Yeah, the water is not great. So.
I can't believe what I see floating around in it sometimes.
Yep. So.
And yet I think it's NWRA, which I grew up with, and it was always great water.
Who knows? Any other business to come before the meeting?
None for me.
So we are going to, we talked about, we're going to probably just meet virtually again until further notice, I think until, the end of the year, unless anything changes before that. Everybody's okay.
We'll be lucky by the first quarter of next year if they even have anything that approaches a vaccination for this.
Who knows? We're all getting antsy. We're ready.
Right,
I want to go on a trip.
right.
Actually, we haven't had a COVID case since end of April.
In town?
That's awesome. My buddy just buried his mom yesterday from it and his father 2 months ago.
Yeah, did they have pre-existing conditions?
The father did, mom no. And then he got it as well, but he was sick for a couple of weeks, but did okay. My old partner that I worked on the ambulance with, he went back, the state asked retired paramedics to come back and blah, blah, blah. And he went back a week after going back and working the truck. He got it. He was intubated in intensive care for 3 weeks and then in a rehab for 4. He just got home.
That's
No,
tough.
and his my age, mid-50s, no pre-existing stuff.
It's funny how it hits some people and doesn't hit anybody. It hits,
I know.
Well,
crazy
we
sort of
don't
That's what
know.
makes it scary.
We don't know
Right.
yet. 'Cause they're saying that, kids seem to come out of it pretty easily, but now they're finding there are after effects later that can affect respiratory system and that kind of thing. So we just don't know.
I don't know about, yeah, even the hand sanitizer, absorbing it into your skin as often as people put it in, that can't possibly be good. To have all that stuff on you all the time.
Yeah.
That just, it's just the interesting stuff.
I think
So-
if President wanted us to drink it.
No, he said it sarcastically. You
Yes.
can twist that any way you want. He didn't mean that. Anyway, do we have any more business? Nobody has any business left? No
Oh, you know
more?
what? I am going to tell you too, one other thing that I wanted to mention is I am going to have to get ready for my contract again. My contract is up, coming up at the end of the year. So
How much are they gonna let you have this there?
they don't. They just give me a new contract. So yeah, my contract's 5 years, so it is
Right.
up at the end of the year. They do have, they have a boilerplate contract now that we're supposedly all supposed to use. I mean, it's very similar to what I have. But it is their boilerplate. So I'm gonna start working on it because it's supposed to get in 60 days ahead of time, and it ends the end of the year or whatever, not that. So anyway, at some point I will, once I get it all together, I'll send that to you guys too, if we're still virtual.
Okay,
All right.
all right. Well, then I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Okay. All right, guys. Take care, and we'll see you next
In a
month.
month.
All right.
You have to vote on that?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Do we have to
Alex, do
vote
you
on that?
agree?
I
Yep.
agree.
John, do you agree?
Absolutely.
And do we have a date for the next meeting?
I can tell you, I'll look at my calendar. It is October
October,
21st.
okay. I think I'll be around.
All right.
All right, well, and otherwise I can Zoom. That's
Yeah,
a good
maybe-
thing. I could be anywhere.
Maybe with Mickey Mouse and Zoom.
We'll see that. We'll see the palm trees swaying in the back.
All right. Who else, every time you say Zoom, thinks of the theme song from Zoom from when we were kids? I want to be like Zoom, 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 Zoom. Anyway,
That's
My
before-
kids
that's
love that
before-
show.
That's way after my time.
Oh, goodness.
That was our kids' time.
no,
Okay.
it wasn't. I'm old. I'm the same age as you, and I remember Zoom. It was the 70s.
Oh, John, you're younger than
Send it
us.
to
come
021
on.
34. Send it to Zoom. Oh, come on, that was great.
You must have been doing that in high school, huh?
No, maybe,
Just-
maybe,
I'm just-
maybe. I was kind of a geek. No,
You let us know, Lynn, if it's going to be 5 or 6 o'clock on the 21st.
Want to do 5? Does that work with everyone?
Want to do 5?
Does that work with you, Lynn?
Yeah, I think it's great. I'm happy to have it early. Like I said, when I went to book it, I couldn't book it at 6:30. They have other meetings going on.
There you
So, yeah.
John, is 5 o'clock okay with you?
I can make anything work. I'm easy.
Okay,
Okay.
Alex, you good? I'm good.
No
Alex,
problem.
is that okay with you?
I'm largely working from here anyway, so what's the difference?
Okay. So
All
then
right,
let's just try and make it for 5.
Yeah, I mean, if there's a conflict, then we'll change it, but I'll shoot for 5 again.
Yeah, I like
Okay.
5. Done. That way you're done. Plenty of time.
Right.
To eat dinner.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds
All
good.
right.
All right, bye, everybody. Thank
Take
you.
care. Thank
Be
you.
well, everyone.
All right.
Bye.
Lim,